afternoon, everybody. How are you all today? It is Saturday and the kids are home, obviously. Naomi is done school, like I said, and so I'm going to have to figure out a new schedule on to how to live my life, basically. I had a good schedule down when the kids were in school with my exercising and stitching and all of that, but now that they're going to be home all the time, I'm going to need to figure that out. And I went downstairs and I just said I'm going downstairs to exercise. So maybe that's what I'll have to do. We will see, because I'm typically used to exercising with them all gone and just having Isabel. So I've already done a half an hour walk on my treadmill. I am still sore from my Fitbit and Stitch challenge, so I am not, overdoing it because I'm still very sore from that. And then I also went swimming yesterday, so yeah. But I'm still exercising because I don't want to get lazy, because that's what I tend to do when I get sore, is I just stop working out and then I get better and then I just don't bother doing it anymore. Is anybody else like that? I don't know. I'm working on the Mosaic Stitch, so I'm just going to show you guys that, and then I will show you how to do it. That wee stitch right there, let me get my needle and show ya. This one here is the Mosaic Stitch. So I'm going to attempt to show you how to do it. Okay guys, so all it is basically a diagonal stitch over one and then over two. Here, I'll show you. So that is a diagonal stitch over two. And then you go to the halfway mark, right there. And you go diagonally one. And then you go do the other half up here. Like that. And then your next stitch is just one full one. Diagonal stitch over two. And then you do over one 2 times. And you go to the halfway mark again like that. And then go one down diagonal. And then go up and finish the over two over here. And that's all the Mosaic Stitch is you're going once and then twice. So it's just basically a diagonal back stitch. I'm doing this over with 2 threads to give it a fuller look. So if you can just see what I'm doing. And you just do that across the whole band. So that's the Mosaic Stitch. The next stitch will be, below it will be the diagonal satin stitch blocks. So I will show you that after I complete this. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how to do the satin block stitch. So all we're doing is we're going in the opposite direction. So one direction goes this way, the next one goes this way, and then that way, and so forth and so on. So you're just doing the opposite direction each time. So because the stitch has gone that way, now we're going to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to keep my fingers out of the way. So all you're doing is blocks of 4, so that is 1 diagonal up. You go to the next hole over, right here, and that would be 2 stitches up diagonally. go to the next one, which would be number 3. 3 stitches diagonally to the right. And then this would be your 4th stitch, which would be your corner stitches. So this is your corner on that end, and you're just going up to the corner on this end, which would be 4. So now we're going to start putting the needle in the holes going straight up and down to make the square. So this is going to go back to 3, because you're going to start making your square. And this goes back to 2. And then 1. And then to go in the opposite direction, you just start here and you meet up where this one ended. So that would be 1. And then you go to the next hole over, which would be 2, diagonally down to the right. And then 3. And then 4, which would be again your corner stitches. So then you know you need to start working down. So that's 4, so then you go back to 3, 3 diagonal stitches, and then 2 diagonal stitches, and then 1. So there we did 2 blocks of the satin block stitch. And I'm doing these stitches with 2 threads to give it a fuller look, because you want the satin stitches to look fuller, whereas if I did it with just 1 stitch, you wouldn't be able to see it. And when it's hanging on the wall, you wouldn't be able to notice. You'd have to walk right up to it. So I want it to be noticeable from a distance once it's hanging on a wall. So that is that. So we have now completed all the stitches, all the different stitches that are going to be in this band. Because once I complete all of these stitches, then we go back to the mosaic stitch. Once that's complete, we go to the wave stitch and the Lithuanian stitch. And then you go back and you do the Jessica stitch. And that completes the band. So guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the 2 stitches that I showed you. And remember, I am always here to answer any questions or to help you out. Put your comments below and I will answer them, no problem at all. I will see you again. I'm going to get back to those satin stitches. See you again. Take care, everybody. Bye.